Hello, welcome to my little pumpkin patch. It's another video, y'all. We are prepared for the holidays. Today's video is going to be a Q&A. I asked you all on Instagram to send in your questions. So if you have any questions, make sure you're following me on Instagram at Alanah Cole. I'm really excited. Let's just get into it. Okay, so, this is a great question. So first question I have is, what's your inspiration? And wow, that's like actually a deep question. What's your inspiration, Daisy? What's your inspiration?
Myself.
For real? What? That's a hard question.
To be great.
Your inspiration is to be great?
I see myself being great. I visualize myself.
Who's your inspiration? How about that?
My dad.
Well, that's nice. I think, okay, I'm going to answer it in two parts. Who's my inspiration? I think my dad also is my inspiration. He was very creative and talented, and he was entrepreneurial and a Renaissance man, really. And I see myself in that. So I think he was a good inspiration for like me as a creative. And I think what's my inspiration? I don't know if this is like the right word, but my why is because I want to buy a house. That's like my goal. So I feel like I'm inspired to like work until I reach that goal. I mean, obviously I'll keep working afterwards, but like that's what I really, 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 really want. And so I'm inspired and like motivated by that. Okay. Hopefully that answers that question. My inspiration, I don't know, that's such a hard question to answer, I feel like. Was that a good answer? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so someone said how to set up a slushy account start to finish. So I actually created a whole YouTube channel for slushy content, and there is a whole setup video. So if you want to see that, go and check it out. It's going to be linked down below, and it's Slushy University, and you're going to love it. Like, this channel is going to help you with all your slushy questions, and I'm really excited for you all to watch it. I put a lot of work into it, so I hope you like it. But honestly, there's also a referral link if you want to use my referral link to get started. It's really simple. Just sign up, and as soon as you get approved, then there's a whole process on how to really set up your page and everything. And that video is going to be on Slushy University YouTube channel. What is the most awkward moment you've had during your spicy career? My most awkward moment, I think probably the first video I ever created of my downstairs region.
What?
That was like my most awkward moment because I was so nervous, but I knew I wanted to do it. And so even though I have tattoos, I placed it so that my face wasn't in it. And I was just so nervous. I was quiet the whole time. I remember I was in my hallway because my apartment, my bedroom had a hallway in the bedroom. It was like the bedroom and then the hallway, and then at the end was the bathroom and the closet. So I had this like little hallway, and that's where I filmed the video. And I think it was my most awkward moment just because it was the first time. But I love that video for a couple of different reasons. Because one, it's my first video, and because it was the start of literally an awakening in me. It was the start of like fully being myself and expressing myself in a way that I guess I never thought I would, but I'm so proud of myself for doing. I was just kind of talking about this with Daisy, but SWer in general has just created so many opportunities in my life and opened my mind up to like what this industry really is and the people that are involved in it. And I've met so many amazing people through this. And so yes, it was the most awkward video of my life because it was the first one, but it was also just the beginning of the most amazing life to be lived, and I'm just super grateful for it. Do you have any tips for posing for photos? I feel like the poses I do are repetitive. So one of my favorite things to say is, yes, this is going to feel repetitive. A lot of what you do as even a social media creator, just like a social media presence online, whether that's S-work or just being like a influencer, it's gonna feel very repetitive sometimes. But you have to think about, what's your favorite genre of movie? Is it scary movies? Is it funny movies? Is it rom-coms? Mine, definitely rom-coms. And every single rom-com is so freaking similar if you think about it. And yet you still want to see the newest rom-com, right? So you have to think about it like that. These people want to see your content because they really like you. And they like, whether it's like your look or your style of content or whatever, they like the repetitiveness. That's what makes your brand. And if you think about it too, like Tide or like anything in life, it's the same thing. It's not like they're giving you anything different, right? It's the same thing over and over again, but you go back because you like whatever it is. And you just have to think about it like that. And yes, you want to get creative with it and try different things. But once you find your pose, like, it's all good. You don't need to like get too crazy with it. Switch it up with, I like to, get new outfits every once in a while, new lingerie, new toys, maybe switch up the scene like in the background. But your poses really, my poses for the last 4 years have been basically the same pose over and over and over again. And that part of it, I don't really get creative with. What I get creative with is everything else on the outside. Like definitely the look, the makeup, the hair, and the locations. I think that's the more fun part. And once you get your poses, like, your poses are set. I do have a full pose video, so if you want to check that out, I will link that as well. And I just went through a bunch of poses, and you can try any of those, and I'll also be making another one soon, so stay tuned. How much media should I create before making my OF live? I like this question because I think so many people ask this question and they put off starting their OF because they don't have enough content. There's never enough. People want to see you every single day. So there's never like a right time. I create content every single week. And it doesn't matter how much is already there. Once you get somebody in, it matters what you do with it from that point forward. So if you have one photo or one video, you can just put that up. And then as soon as you get one fan, then you start posting consistently. And just keep creating content on a weekly basis and posting at least every other day, then your fans are gonna be fine. They don't need a giant backlog before you start. I do recommend maybe shooting for a week. But I think it doesn't need to be anything crazy. Shoot a couple times throughout that week and then start your OnlyFans. There doesn't need to be a certain amount of backlog. Just start. The best thing you can do is just start. I feel like a lot of people put off what they actually want to do because they're scared and they make up excuses why they haven't started. And a lot of it is because, oh, I don't have enough content. It's an excuse. Just start. Just do it. And here's another one. I've been wanting to make content, but haven't had the courage to start. Any advice? So look you don't have to put anything up. So to start making content, just put the camera on the tripod and take a photo. That's how you start. There's nothing to it. Just know, I think you get in your head about it, right? So all you have to do is just do. It doesn't mean you have to put it out there. It doesn't mean you have to put it on OnlyFans. It doesn't mean anyone has to see it. So take that pressure away. It's just to get comfortable in front of the camera. Think about it like that. These first photos are just for me to learn my poses, get comfortable in front of the camera, take a few photos, maybe do a little mirror selfie. That's a super easy, comfortable way to start. When I first started, all of my photos were just bikini or lingerie or underwear in a mirror photo. That was it. That's super easy, super comfortable, and it kind of let me get comfortable with the idea of taking photos like this. So maybe that's like a good place to start. And just take away the pressure of like people have to see it, because they don't. How to do shout outs if you only have a few followers. I think one, you don't need to do shout outs. Right now, your best bet is to go viral on social media. If you want fans, that's probably your best bet. But to answer the question, on Twitter, what I would do and what I did in the beginning was I would find other creators within the same amount of following as me. So if you only have 100 followers, or something like that, find other creators that have 100 followers and reach out to them and say, hey, do you want to retweet for retweet? Do you want to share for share on OF or on Slushy or whatever? And then you go from there. And as you grow, you can start doing more shout out for shout outs with bigger creators. Once you have more fans, then more people will be likely to want to share with you. But I do think like that isn't really the best way to grow anymore. I think the best way to grow is to build a brand on social media. I think that's the most important thing to focus on. Ooh, I like this question. This next question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I see myself in a house for sure with Daisy, and I see us just building our empires, building our businesses, and staying connected with our family and friends. And just like, I see a lot of dinner parties. Like, I just love hosting. And so once we have a house, that's what I'm going to be doing all the time, is just like having dinner with my friends, with Daisy, with family, and spending time outside. Yeah, growing our businesses. I think that I love working. I love what I do. I know Daisy loves her job too. So I think we'll be doing the same thing, but just at a bigger scale, at a bigger level, and continuing to just like grow our lives together. That's what I see. I also hopefully want to get more properties. You know, even after I have a house, I still want to do like rent out a house or even apartments or something like that. That's something that's been on my bucket list for a long time, and I can see that in my future. You know, I don't really see like a certain thing. I've noticed too in my life, like every 3 years is a completely different life. When I think back 3 years ago or 4 years ago, 5 years ago, that was a completely different person. So I know that I can't just like put a plan and like stick to that. I know my life will change just naturally and it'll take its course. Yeah, I have like long-term goals, but I don't put pressure on them to be like a certain way in a certain amount of years. I noticed that that just doesn't work. My life is like taking its course on its own, and I'm really happy where it's taken me. But I definitely didn't plan any of this. Like, it just kind of happened, you know? And overall, I'm happy with wherever I end up in 5 years. Because as long as I'm happy and healthy and all of that, then I'm good. Next question is, do you think OF will really stop allowing not suitable for work content? I don't think that. I don't think that it will completely. That's like a short answer for that question. I think it's almost impossible because of how many adult content creators are on their platform, but I do think slowly they are trying to go in that route, or at least a little bit more, which is what, caused me to say I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. Oh my God. And I think that it's important to have other platforms, whether, you have like a secondary platform on Slushy or whatever other platform that you have. I just think that it's really important. And I also think it's important to find a platform that truly supports adult content creators and that wants us there, because OF has always not put us at the front of their pages. If you look at Slushy's social media, or you look at like Frisk's social media, they put their adult content creators front and forward. Like, they're not embarrassed to showcase us. So I think that that's important just in the longevity of this type of content. And I don't know what's going to happen with OF, but I just think that it's important to diversify your portfolio, and that means make sure you have income coming from different places, because you never know what could happen. And that's even to say for social media. Like, you want to make sure if you have a giant following somewhere that you also are building a giant following somewhere else, because you don't know if your account can get banned. It's a similar thing. You just don't know what could happen with these online platforms, and you never know. So just make sure that you have different streams of income. That's all I gotta say about that. Okay, so the next question is, how and what do you say to subs? Do you do kinks? And the first part of it says terms. I don't know what terms means. How and what to say to subs? Do you do kinks? Okay, so yes, I do kinks. It depends what it is, obviously, not everything and anything, but I do whatever I'm comfortable with. And for the most part, I haven't said no to any kinks. So, I don't know what I don't do, but I've tried like a lot of different things, and I'm open to that. And I would say if you are a creator and you don't know if you want to do something or not, be open to letting your fans tell you what they want to see from you, and then if you do or don't want to do it, you can just let them know. I let people down easy, you know, I just say, oh, I don't actually do that, but I do blank, blank, blank. Can I get you one of these, or can I do one of these for you? And if that's just an easy way to kind of direct the conversation in the way you want it to go. As far as like how to talk to fans in general, I am just myself. I really have a lot of natural, normal conversations with my fans to get to know them. So a lot of the conversations I have are literally just like, how's it going? What are you up to? What are you doing today? And then I try and turn that conversation a little more sexy, you know, oh, what are you doing later? Let's have some fun when you get off work. Something like that is really easy to get that conversation a little more spicy. And then other ways to get them talking a little bit is to just say, oh, do you want to know what I'm up to? And then you can be like, oh, I'm laying on the couch with no underwear on, or like whatever. You can just really come up with so many different things. And one thing that I did when I first was learning how to conversate with fans was I just like Googled things to say in the bedroom. And I started learning the lingo of this world. And you can also do a lot of research on Twitter. You can see what people are writing on their captions. And those are some fun things that you can say to your fans. And you can also look up, you know, there's a whole world out there on the internet. There's so much you can find as far as kinks if you don't know something, or if you don't know a term. Oh, that's what you're probably saying, terms. OMG, that's what you're saying. Okay, so you know what I'm going to put together? I'm going to put together a list, and the list of terms is going to be in the description box so that you can find all the terms that you need. And if there isn't something on there that you are wanting to know, let me know and I'll add it to the list. It'll be like a Google Docs or something so that I can constantly be adding. But I think that'll be good if you are like, what does that mean? You know? There's a lot that I had to learn, and all I did was I would Google it. So I'll just make a document, and I think that'll be super helpful. That's what terms meant. I get it now. All right. But yeah, there's so much you can find on the internet, and it's really, really helpful to just do some Google research, or Twitter is great. Reddit is great for all those types of things. And even Urban Dictionary. Urban Dictionary is great for terms. I will put together a document though. All right, with that all being said, I do want to mention before we go that I'm hosting a group coaching session. Only 25 people are able to join because I really want to give like that individual attention to you and help you through this. But it's also a great way to get connected with other creators that are, you know, on the same journey and path as you. There is going to be a list of all the things that we're going to be covering in that group coaching session, and it's going to be on the link in the description box if you want to sign up. And it's going to be on November 5th. It's Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So with that all being said, I hope to see you there, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.